Folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and the other day earlier we made this beautiful necklace on my live show. Isn't it pretty? That turned out really nice. Though I haven't put any crimp covers over these last two crimps, I am going to do so. They're a little bit wider than I like the wire to be there. So I'm probably just going to put some silver ones on. And in fact, I have them beside me here. I have a beetle on a crimp package here. So we're just going to pull a couple of the silver ones out. Bing. And we will put those on the necklace in just a moment. But this gorgeous necklace needs some earrings. So let's make some earrings to match our necklace. Our necklace sitting around the side here. And like I said, I am going to put these crimp covers on it. But what I've got here is the pieces to make the earrings. I've got some little posts. These have a protective rubber on the end of them to keep the post good. I've got, and what we're going to do is our earring is going to be this section right here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take one of these tiny daisy spacers and one of the regular ones. So then we're going to put our bead on. Now I should be able to find the hole on the other side easier here with these because, well, it's a straight thing. So now we're going to have our big one and our small one here. So. And then it'll be pearl, copper spacer, pearl, and then these two. Now we're getting almost not enough wire here. So we have a choice to make. Because there isn't barely any wire, there's not enough for a wrapped loop. We can do this one of two ways. We can make a simple loop here at the top as opposed to my usual wrapped loop. A simple loop I don't feel is as secure, but it will work. Or we can split this and make it be two parts, which means we would need to get some wire out, which we can do, no problem. And let's see how long that's going to be. It's almost 3 inches now because these are 3-inch wires. So it's 2 3/4. If we put the two, even if we used a small wrapped loops in the middle, it's going to be bigger, obviously, longer. But it also will have more movement. So I think we'll do that. So I'm going to take hold right here, and we'll have to get another one of these at least to put above the beads there. So let's bend that over, and let's get the other side on. So like I say, a small one here, and we are going to need a few more spacers because we don't want this one to be straight down to the wrap. And we'll put this guy on. You know, this one is way over to one side, and I had one other one left. I'm thinking we'll try the other one instead, so it's maybe not so far over to the side like that. So we'll see here how that looks. This one's holes are both over to the side, which is fine, like for a bar necklace or something. Actually, this would make a pretty bar necklace. But I don't want it so far over to the side when we're making an earring like this. So we've got, oops, I went and closed this without putting my spacers on. I think that they're big enough they'll slide just over it. But then of course our bend is not quite where I'd want it to be. So let's see if we can't bring this up. And if you need to, you can push that forward like that. See, I have a kink there. So I'm going to take where I bent it originally, I'm going to take my flat nose pliers and put those in there, and I'm going to squish across that bend. So I can hopefully even it out some. There we go. Now we will put this back. It's not quite straight, but that's all right because we're going to bend it anyway. So we're going to bend it now. And then we will do our wraps on this baby. So we'll get our stepped bell making pliers. Put them in with the smaller one up. And then we're going to just go up and around and over. Bring it down, bring it over, and lollipop it. So there's the one. And we'll just do the same with this one. So there's that one. So we'll wrap these two up, then we're going to get some more wire out to do the top half. So I'm going to grab these wires where they come together, take my other pair of pliers, and we're going to wrap. Now, if you wanted a smaller signature here, you could either just use a simple loop. Boy, we're bending here. Or you could, well, stop right here if you wanted to. There's nothing says you have to continue going way up the line like this. Oops, don't want to drop that. There is our bottom piece of our shells. Let's grab this one. Now this one is bent up quite a bit, so I didn't grab as low as I normally would be on my loop, but it's working. And again, we are bending the wire. It's obviously this is copper wire, so it's obviously softer than the stainless or something like that. So we'll get in here, cut that off, and tuck it in, and then we'll see how much it needs to be straightened, if it needs to be straightened. Well, it's not as bad as I would have expected. Now this piece is very, very light. It's not got any weight to it whatsoever. So now I need to get some more spacers here, and I need to get some wire. I've got a couple of head pins that are not ball head pins, and what I tend to do with these is I'm going to cut the heads off. Go in here, let these slide to the bottom of my flush cutters, and snap. Now I have two 3-inch pieces of wire. Now I'm just going to, because these have got all these beads in it, so I want to have not a long piece of bead wire here. So I'm only going to do like 1 or 2 wraps here. So we're going to put these on, bend them over. Straighten them up just like so. I didn't leave a gap. I should have, because we're going to have to attach to the shell. Okay. Now let's see if you will go on there easily or if I need to open your gap up a little bit. There we go. You're on. This one I do need to open it just a touch, so we'll take it and give it a little opening. Come on, you. Go on. I just opened you. There we go. So now we're going to grab our wires where they come together, and we're just going to do 1 or 2 wraps. This is not going to allow us to do too many because I didn't cut a really big piece of wire on this side. Now I'm just doing multiple taps to tuck it in. And there is our one. So then we put our, we're going to put the little one. Come on, little one. And then we will put our pattern of pearl, copper spacer, or ball spacer, pearl. And then it will be, of course, the spacer pattern with the bigger and then the smaller of the two. Come on, you, go in there. Now we want to bend this over. I'm only going to give it a little bend here as well because I don't want it to be really big. Now we're going to wrap this one. So we'll do this bend. Again, a relatively small one. And now we need to wrap these, but as we wrap them, we want to put our post on the top here. So we get our bell making pliers out. We want the little one. Now these, because they have no specific front and back, you can feed your wire on however you want. Now I did leave a gap right here. We feed it on backwards. Come on. There we go. Now we hold this side together, the two sides together here. And we wrap this baby up. trim this extra little bit of wire off right here and tuck it the rest of the way in. Does it need straightened anywhere? Yes, just a little bit. See how it's leaning backwards here? We don't want that. And there is our earring, number 1. Now this is a long earring. It's a little over 3 inches. Just barely, but a little over. But it does match our necklace quite nicely, as you can see. And I used a post because these are going to go into my Renaissance pieces, and I wanted the post because the Renaissance era was more known to have post earrings. So up and over and around, bring her down with a gap, feed our ear wire in backwards. Now this can get a little tricky sometimes. You sometimes have to get hold of it here to pull it through. There it goes. Now I'm going to grab where they come together and push them the rest of the way back because, of course, since I gapped it, they were not really close. So then we're going to wrap this. Trim the excess. And tuck it in. There is our second earring all done. And it doesn't look like it needs to have anything straightened on it. So there are our earrings. Now this rubber piece will come off and you can put a regular earring back here. They're pretty stiff though, I will tell you that, because they are there to protect the post. So there we go. We got our little rubber tubes off. And I will get some regular earring backs to put on these. I've got some right here. So there are our earrings that match our necklace that we made on the live. Now, because I did want to add these to the necklace, we'll do that right now before we sign off on these. So in order to do that, I'm just going to take hold of one of our crimp beads like so. And I'm going to put it below the crimp rather than on the crimp. And I'm going to do that because I have plenty of extra cord here. And we want it to take up the space. There's the one. Now see, even though I've got one on over there, I still have this much space over here. So we will take this one, push these back, and go across these wires. Now as you can see, I didn't actually put it on the crimp. The crimp is not covered. I just made it into a bead here. So there we go. And she's all finished with our repair piece to get that little bit of extra space out of there. So there we go. There is our necklace that we made on the live. And here are the earrings to match. Okay, here are our earrings. Bing. They are pretty long. That's fine. I like a long earring, and so does a lot of other people. Those who don't like a long earring, you're not going to want to wear these. Now, you could, if you wanted to have an earring to match the necklace, you could just do the shell piece, this section here, or you could just do this section here and not put them together like I have. So there are our shell and pearl earrings, and they match this lovely necklace that we made on the live. And I did add, as you can see, the 2 crimp covers here, and I put those directly on the wire as opposed to putting them actually over the crimps. That takes up more space, and it just looks like another bead in there. So there we go. There is our earrings and the necklace from earlier. I hope you enjoyed making those with me. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and I have been using items from my stash to make these pretties. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.